Disclaimer. Hello everyone! Welcome to the Week in Review, where we recap the previous week and anything extra. Okay, we're almost there, And there we go. Oh, almost there. There we go. So, gonna be a pretty calm week in review for this week, obviously, because there's not that much crazy stuff that actually went on for this week. So, I don't know, we'll eventually get to it. But, in the meantime, while I'm adjusting, we will go over our little recap. So, Monday was Cobalt Drake, which was pretty fun to actually review and get my hands on it. Plus, on the other channel, there's all the little testing footage, right? There was our anime news, which was pretty awesome. Well, you know, technically global news, but yeah. Wednesday was the Cobalt Drake battle, which that was pretty cool. Yeah, actually, yeah, a lot of the Drake content. We did some stuff with Shark, which I think, I don't know. Unless I wanted to do like Drake versus Sharkage, I think we're pretty much good for now. Friday was the Viper Tail news, which we went over since they finally decided to do the news video for that. And Saturday was the Sharkage challenge, so that was pretty good. And also, we brought back ZANKYE, so that's also pretty nice. Now, aside from that... Oh, no, I'm still going there. Wait, let's wait till... Okay, now the clip ended. Good. Okay. MBEcom, everybody. See, we got to throw in the plug right there. MBEcom. So, yep. We have the little banner updated and everything. Pretty nice. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. I appreciate a lot of the support on the Viper Tail sets and on all the Leon Claw stuff. Plus also the regular battle sets. You know, I know they're very big and hefty, but you know, thank you for the support on that. And we do have quite a bit of string launchers left. And plus also, until the end of October, it is 15% off discounted for specifically the Beyblade Burst stuff. The Beyblade Burst generation is 15% off. X is normal. But that discount basically goes until like the end of October for like the Burst stuff. So, yeah, there you go. Okay. Anyways, moving on from there. Pretty cool. I did forget about this. Unfortunately, because of the circumstances that I had, it was not exactly the easiest. So, our channel is 13 years old. We passed it in September 12th. Yeah, sadly, I did miss out on that. I would have loved to actually do an anniversary video, but obviously, you know, with how the circumstances have been, I don't know, I'll try next year. But yeah, if you're wondering, a little nice saying, the channel started 13 years ago. Yeah, I can throw in at least just some talk about it. There's something nice to say. So, for the actual video too, if you want to see, my first ever video was on Metal Fight stuff, because I grew up on the Metal Fight generation. And it was pretty fun. So if you want to see, I don't know if it's still searchable, because it gets very tricky once you get into that stuff of like old videos, because those videos I think are like marked or whatever. So yeah, if you want to check it out, you know, channel, you know, it's a very big feat to be going on for 13 years and even longer. So I just hope to keep the legacy of this channel alive, since, you know, it's one of the nice things. It's one of the nice things. But, yeah, moving on from there, in the meantime, we got our next topic. Look at that. Anime stuff. This was, they're doing a lot of collab stuff. There was like a Toys R Us one. There's like one on the train. It's just really stickers. No real point to showing it. But here we got, I think this one is that, I think this one they already did one before, but you get like very vague, not even vague, very like shrunken down anime renders for some of the characters like Toguro, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool that we actually got to see some renders for it, even Mako Maiden. I know we're going to eventually get to those HD renders later on, but I thought it was kind of cool. We at least got to see something like that. Also, on the topic of the animation, because that's going to be our big actual topic, the manga stuff, it's all going to depending on how the Japanese publishing company decides for the fate of those future reviews. But I'm hoping I can still continue them. Otherwise, whatever. Then we still got the anime stuff, which, by the way, the anime is coming out this coming Friday. We are getting the animation, which is going to be pretty fun to watch. Would have enjoyed it better under the better circumstances, but, you know, whatever. It's at least one of the things I'll get to enjoy. It's going to probably be super, super early, but you can probably expect, like, the content to be, like, episode reviews the Friday, and maybe, like, the Saturday we could do, like, battles of the episode. I don't know. But, you know, hoping the anime has a good start and everything. I think that's pretty much what we're all hoping for. I still can't believe that all that time has passed and, like, we have gotten, like, so close to the actual release of the thing. Which, speaking of, before we actually go on the crossover stuff, and at the end when I shout out the channel members, let's talk about Leon Claw, because next weekend it releases, and... oh, void. And pretty excited for it. Leon Claw, you know, this is probably, I think, the one I'm more excited for. I mean, obviously, you know, if the Viper Tail ends up being really good, we'll see. But some things I really like about Leon Claw is just how the claws look visually. I think the gimmick's a little bit interesting. I feel like it could probably be useful in X, maybe more useful than Taper, since it's kind of got like a little bit of stamina but more aggression. I don't know how good this is going to be in practice. Obviously, we'll see. I think maybe this could potentially replace Flat, because it just feels like it's basically the same shape. The same shape as Flat, but with like a little ball in it. So that's one of the cool things I'm a little bit hyped for. Moving from there, Viper Tail. Now listen, with Viper Tail, what can I say? What can I say? I don't even have anything really against it. I'm sure at least, like, Orb has to be useful for something. Plus, also, we got our new ratchets, which is 580 on this one and 560 on the other one. You know, we'll see if Viper Tail could do something. I suspect it'll probably be used a lot on Taper, maybe Point. I don't know if that stock combo will be good for anything. I think even in the debut promotion video, they made it battle Night Shield, which... doesn't really look that promising for the stamina, but probably just like super, super tall. So, yeah, I guess that's just, I don't know, we'll go from there. The next one, before we get to the main ladder, crossover results for Beyblade Burst. Second place was Victory, third was Ultimate, fourth was Requiem, and then as we progress, fifth Longinus, 6 Storms, whatever, 7 Fafnir, 8 Dark, 9 Imperial Dragon, and 10 Wyvern. You might be asking, well, who got number 1? Well, my friend, our number 1 winners for each of these polls have been Xeno Excalibur, that got all the way at the top for Beyblade Burst, Lightning Eldrago, which got all the way at the top for Middle Fight, and Tripio for the Void. Plastic Gen. So, yeah, we got all the results. Now, obviously... for all the priorities work, I think it's just whatever the results will try to prioritize the most, because obviously if you go back here to like the burst stuff, like obviously they're probably, I don't think they'll do Ultimate Valkyrie even though it got third, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm just very happy for Xeno to actually get, because actually me and my father did really want an Excalibur to win, just because Beyblade X Excalibur, and because Excalibur was a pretty cool Beyblade, so be super, super happy just to actually see it whenever they do it. And plus also, the remix, they're going to be starting, what'd they say? They said something like, spring 2024, and it goes all the way to like March 2025. So that's like that year period, which actually we did talk about in the ZANKYE, which I'll get to in a moment. But yeah, just that kind of asked to tell, you know, what are your thoughts on... What are your thoughts on the lads? What are your thoughts on the lads? What are your thoughts on the winners? Was there anybody you wanted to see try to win but did not for any of these gens? I wanted Z Achilles. I did not get my Z Achilles. In the meantime, by the way, I just want to do a quick shout out to our channel members, because we're at the end of the month. All right, we're already there anyways. It's October now. It's fall. Shout out to Bran, Polar Games 3, Teddy Jones, Christian Beyblade, Johannes, Jens, Royal Kaiju, and Mohad Adlan. Yes, channel members do help support out the channel, and I appreciate any support regardless. So if you're commenting on the videos, then I will take that support either way. But we'll go back here. And then after I'll go over some other general channel updates, that type of stuff. So I will be going over to the chats now to kind of go through. So what are we saying? What are we saying? What are we saying? Would have thought or hoped for Meteor Drago instead, but still cool. Well, Meteor Drago is in the top 4, so it could be very likely. Was Excalibur picked as a joke? If you mean when we both wanted it, when me and my father wanted Excalibur, we just liked Excalibur and thought Beyblade X. So kind of a joke in that sense. But if you mean in the context where the people were voting for the poll picking Excalibur as a joke, then no. Excalibur is a super popular attack motif in Japan. Like I would say, as we can clearly see, I guess more popular than Valkyrie too. If you ask me, I wanted to see either Dragoon S, which Dragoon S is extremely, very, 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 very likely, or Dragoon GT. And a Spriggan from Burst. I think it will probably see these things, but I don't know, with how the slots are, I don't know. I wanted Gravity Perseus. I did not want Thermal Lacerda, but they still put Thermal Lacerda there, so... I mean, anyways, like, the Metal Fight stuff is, like, the options are, I think, like, 6 Pegasus and Eldrago for options, so I can understand. We got Dragoon GT. Would be cool if they, yeah, that was kind of what I was hoping. I would hope they at least try to do the top 3 for each, or like top 5, or try to do something along those lines. Because either way, Plastic Gen will get the most priority, Metal Fight then Burst, based on the first announcement on the beach poll when they're talking about it, so that's the idea. Do you think Cobalt Drake will be banned from tournaments because of its weight? No, sir. We do testings here to see whether or not it is... ban worthy or not. It doesn't seem that crazy at all. Even if it's heavy, it's like, whatever. I've done like the hour testings. Maybe I'll use it in an event just to see whether or not what it can do. We'll go over some other ones. So, we'll kind of diverge a bit. Since Beyblade X is also TV Tokyo original program in Japan, shall we be getting it? Shall we get it by streaming or YouTube? It's the best way to put Jap. I believe it's supposed to go on YouTube after it airs, I'm pretty sure. I have to double check with Dronzer. But, yeah, I mean, either way, shout out to Dronzer, by the way, because there's going to be a team working on English subs, because obviously you're not going to get English subs when the Japanese program is airing. It's never happened for Beyblade, but fan subs are the way to go, so stay tuned for that. Hard-working team, a lot of great people there that are going to be working on it, so probably like a day or a few days, whatever, after the episode airs, you know, it depends on that time. But if you're wondering, that's at least something nice. We'll go over some other stuff. Eldrago is an absolute shoo-in to win. It's also great to see Excalibur being shown some... Yeah, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with the Excalibur rep. At least they picked the best Eldrago. True, actually. I wanted Achilles and Leon. I think Leon was like number 5, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, Leon is at least a decent possibility. We might see a remake of an old Beyblade that didn't make it in the list in the future, I guess, but I think whatever's in the top 10 for all this stuff is probably most likely. I'm assuming specifics do you like about Viper Tail and Leon Claw? Well, let me get on the images to answer there. Leon Claw, I just think has a very cool design to it. I think it probably has some of the best detail molded so far in a Beyblade X release. Like, this feels like it could have been something from Zero G almost with its design. And I think the point bit is interesting. Viper Tail, I'll also actually compliment it, saying I think it has pretty cool molding detail, and I kind of like the little hexagon, kind of like reptilian skin they're going for. You know, obviously, there will be times when I'm hyped and sometimes when I'm not, just because I'm still in this phase. I mean, I'm just going to be biased. Every single release is the best, right? If it has use, it has use. Or if there's maybe a specific use, then I'll point it out then. But obviously, we're only going to find out after, like, testings, and those do take time. But we will leave it here, as I will continue to read some of the chat and see what the people are saying. I will go on here. Cyber Dragoon would go hard. Yeah, I prefer that over Tripio, to be honest. Well, actually, I don't even think that design could work, actually, for Beyblade X. Is like, Cyber Dragoon is, like, super aggro in design. I did pick that. Almost misclick. What about this one? Why is it? There you go. How would you feel about XOver random boosters with recolors like Black Dronzer? And okay, I don't think they would ever do like... if they do, I'm not going to complain, obviously. But I don't think they'll ever do a crossover random booster. Simply because if the marketing is more towards the main base and this kind of like a side thing, I don't think, because you got to remember that remakes are going to always have a niche appeal when the new audience is on Beyblade X. So if you ever see remakes, and I talked about this with Nizuma on the ZANKYE we did Saturday, you'll probably see maybe them on 3-on-3 sets or a random booster just left inside. I think Dronzer was a special case because Dronzer was like at the start to introduce the whole topic. What are your favorite X-Bays? 3 favorite that are released. I'll say Shark Edge, Wizard Arrow. What else? What else is there? And Night Lance. And you would probably replace one of those with Leon Claw, probably afterwards. Honestly, I'll feel they'll probably do more remix for anniversaries like they did with Bucketon, MFP, and Burst. And I think this also depends how well these things sell, because if, let's say, the first year does well, then probably they'll do it again afterwards. They'll do another vote. We'll probably see something like that eventually. But I do want to now have some of the video announcement stuff in case there's some other stuff on the chat. Some interesting stuff. So I am going to try to keep Zencast alive. You know, it was something me and my father started together. Even though he's gone now, I still want to kind of keep like any of his ideas and that type of legacy alive for the channel. So you will still see it, but I think instead of just interviews, I thought it would be interesting if we could do like more topics. Just because, unless like an interview with someone new, then I think topics kind of make a lot of sense. The next one in particular, which is going to be a little bit tough to organize, but I do want to get someone who really knows their stuff in the community. I want to get a discussion on like the Beyblade X kind of like breakage discussion, because I've seen too much nonsense on Reddit, and I feel like I don't know. I'm gonna try to get someone from like the WBO that's like really knows their stuff to kind of like break it down. Then after like get like the proper answer to these bays. Are people panicking too much? You know, what is the actual problem? That type of stuff. I feel that's like probably the best course of action for like Zencast. Like we'll try to have like topics each week. I think will be the best idea for it. Also this I did not read it. Apparently, yeah, this is for the lottery thing. There is some people who are getting early. Some were influencers who did the review early, but other people are if you did that little lottery thing for an early release. So, yeah, Leon Claw is a little bit low in weight, but I think with Beyblade X, I don't really think weight matters too much. Obviously, weight and weight distribution are extremely important, but it's just one of the factors too. It's like shape, that type of stuff, and I guess it depends on performance. I think in general with Beyblade X, like for an example, something like Dronzer S. Dronzer S, even though it is pretty light, it's still usable, but the difference is it's the higher skill use. But even blades that are super heavy like Cobalt's Drake, I would say have a higher skill use to use. So that's kind of like the interesting part of Beyblade X. So I'm more curious just on really the performance. Weight does matter like a teensy bit. Like if it's heavy, I'm not gonna really like complain. I'm just more curious on how it performs. I might be able to put updates on the business qualities on the companies behind Beyblade, like 80K, TT, and see what I can find. I just butchered that. X won't be on Crunchyroll, so it makes no sense for them. Yeah, X will not be on Crunchyroll. Will you do more competitive content along with casual stuff? Yeah, the plan right now is that the other channel, you're only ever going to see uploads from here on out if it's going to be for tournament footage or testings. For anything else, because even my father, I think it was back in, I can't remember, late June when we were doing all those testings for X with Hell Scythe and Drone Sword. I remember saying, oh, probably go on the other channel. And he was like, no, everything goes on the main channel. So I'm going to respect that wish that he had before. So you will see kind of more competitive, but you'll still see casual stuff. Because like we're obviously doing like a lot of 3D print stuff that's kind of like more casual chill. You've seen like a lot more of the stock battles and that type of stuff. But you know, eventually you'll probably see videos like flat versus low flat, orb versus ball, high needle versus needle, that type of stuff. And those might be a little bit short, but I think for the main channel, I'm okay with just leaving them there. But I'll obviously have to make that choice, because that's pretty tough to make, especially now since it's kind of on my own for a lot of these decisions. Okay, this is a question I'm going to absolutely kill them for, because I absolutely hate getting this asked now week by week. But obviously, you know, if they're just wondering, I will answer. We already have the answer for this, my friend. I'm going to now go on the week recap. because we're going to now go on that footage, and I'm going to now pause where it is, because that's basically where the footage is showing your example. Okay, and I don't blame them, right, because this is just their wonder. Okay, now you see here, my friends, you're going to see it summer, fall 2024. There's never any dates. Hasbro, or not even, whether or not it's Hasbro, we don't know, obviously. It could be co-branded or whatever. Besides the point, we never get release dates on this stuff until... We usually just get, like, the general time frame and people find it. Like, it's extremely rare to ever get a release date for anything localized for global. Like, very, very rare. Unless someone, like, has, like a street date or something. But very, 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 like, hard to get that kind of info. So, that's your answer. Essentially, it's a year difference, which is kind of similar to the previous years. It's pretty much the same as before, just a year gap. So you will be actually waiting a bit. Let me get... There you go. I'm still there. We'll go up here now. Do you think the owner of Cobalt Drake will be the antagonist? Well, they are an antagonist. They are antagonists to Common X. If you mean... Because Beyblade X is team-focused, so the antagonist group, the top, that's like the pros, that's Team Pendragon. So don't think of it kind of in the sense like Ryuga or something like that. Ryuga was like more like a specific person, but like, I guess even Louis sees it, you know what I mean? But like, this is like more like the group itself, but like to specifically Common X, then I guess you could say. If you could bring any Beyblade back from the previous generation for X, what would you choose? I did answer this on the other one, but I think I said something like Flame or Thunder Pegasus, just because I like the idea of stacking. We'll scroll down on there. Will you 3D print X-Bays? I think it depends. Because they cost a lot, and it's not really like there's much payoff if I do those videos. Like, for an example, on my own custom bay, that's fine, because that's like a thing that's for longevity, so that's okay. But like, I want to be very, very picky with what I do. Because it costs a lot to print metal, right? It's not cheap. And the shipping to get here, it's like, even if I have the plastic materials to get like the metal, that's, I'll try to, but it obviously won't be as frequent as plastic stuff. Do you think they'll re-release new stadiums with different gear rails? Well, I hope so. Are you planning on doing a tier list for Quad Strike? Yes, unfortunately, in real life responsibilities, so I have had no time at all to be able to do that, because I'm working on the Bay history right now. Like, the Quad Strike stuff, I'll try to get it by October. I can probably say I have a break during October, so probably during that week is most guaranteed. If it's not, you get to yell at me for that week after. So the purple-haired girl who showed up next to her crown will have a dragon base. Well, I don't know. Maybe it could just be a theme. But aside from that, just to kind of go over some other stuff. So you will see more ZANKYE in the future. I have to organize for the next one to find the right time to record this week. Anime review is going to be coming this week. I'm almost finished scripting for the next Bay history. Anything else? Anything else? Nothing in particular. And the following week will be our reviews on the entry set, Leon Claw. What else is there? Viper Tail. The string launcher is probably not going to get a video, but I don't know, maybe I could throw it in the set. But yeah, aside from that, I think that's kind of it then. I think we pretty much went over. I think this was a pretty good live. So I will say, all right, I'm trying to see, is there anything in particular I can talk about? There, I can't give too many updates on some of the future release stuff because I got to be careful, right? I did give updates last week, but for this week, no. No, nothing in particular for any real news. We're only going to see news until, like, the 9th, like, the next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday would be, I mean the 14th. That's when you're going to get the Core info. Maybe, like, a few days before that, I guess. So, if you're wondering on, like, actual news and information, that's pretty much what you're going to get. So, until then, that's where I believe we'll be wrapping up. So, I want to say, hold on, let me make sure I'm on the right thing here. Yep, right. So I want to say thank you all for watching. I think I should have like a 3D print burst thing maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for all the support, everyone, as per usual. Let's, keep it going. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Let's hope for a better tomorrow. And that's going to be it for now. Bye.